you want to know my opinion on what I think, just keep on watching. Hey guys, what's good? It's your girl Nisi here and I'm back with a new video. In today's video, here we go again. So this woman has come to TikTok boohoo crying that she got fired from her job. So she was a manager at Mac, but this Mac was in the airport, LAX to be exact. And guys, when I say the content that she was doing, it was way too much. So you know when people do vlogs and they're showing, follow me, the day in the life of an influencer, when they literally show you from when they wake up to what they eat, to how they get to work, from work, what they do at work, like this is basically what she's done. But because it's the airport and it's like a risk assessment, like putting people's life in danger, herself and others, she got fired and rightfully so. Like, and it's weird because she feels like she still has done nothing wrong. She's like, oh, Mac told me to, post on socials. Yeah, their makeup, not, the cash, the registry, like showing your security badge. Like, when I say she was doing too much, she was doing too much. Like, when I watched this, I was just like, you literally can see everything. And listen, I've worked on tills in stores. I couldn't imagine filming myself, and it's the angles for me. She makes me laugh when she's talking to certain people. Obviously, she doesn't want to record them, but then she's got the camera. For me, it was the angles. Like she was making me laugh. Her taking out money, cashing up, just it was too much. Like, listen, when you log into that, what I mean, to the cashier, to the till, you have a certain number. So if anything goes wrong or money goes missing, they know who to come looking for. You know what I mean? But I can't imagine. Listen, when they say this whole social media is addicted, like they'll do anything for clout. She was doing way too much. But I'm babbling on now. I'm gonna roll the clip, and I will be back with my commentary.
Thank you, honey. Do you have a straw for me too, please? Thank you, babe.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Morning, everyone.
And do you need a bag today, babe?
Nah.
All right. It's me 116.39. We're doing card.
Yep.
That. You're welcome. Okay. Have a great day, love.
Like, guys, what did we just watch? Like, this is getting too much. At this point in time, people have to pick. You either want to do 100% working at the airport or 100% influencer, because you can't do both. Like, that was way too, all that stuff in there we did not to need to know to see all of that a day in my life working at the airport. We didn't need to see all that. Whew, that is a lot. And the airport of all the places. And when I say all common sense goes out the window, and there's always these people that work on airplanes, the airports, hospitals, care homes, nurseries. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, at this point, I'm really shook. Like, what is actually going on? But if you've not seen my video that I did yesterday, do check it out. Now, that was a sad one because she was a hardcore loyal worker and she got fired because of like childcare reasons. So do check that video out. But this is just stupid. And you know what? It's not even like we expect this from like young, 20-year-olds, teenagers. These are grown people getting fired, especially the nurses. I did a video on a nurse that got caught. She was twerking on some of her patients. She was just doing the most. And there was one where she was filming giving out medicine and then she gave out the wrong. I will link them at the end of this video, but do check them out. But at this point, it's just getting ridiculous now. And again, she works at the airport. Even to get hired, you know how many like rounds you have to go through even to this get hired to work at the airport and all the background checks to take out on you, like child. But she did a video of her breaking down when she found out she just got fired. So I'm gonna play that and then we'll get into some people's reactions.
I love my job. I would have never done anything to jeopardize it. Thank you. Oh my god.
You jeopardize your job through click and views, and you're crying to us because you got fired and saying that you would have done nothing to jeopardize your job, while the entire video is a clear security breach, and you're posting timestamp. You went to TSA. You showed what bus you take to get to job. You show what key you use to open the door. You show how you get the money for the cashier case or drawer, whatever you guys call it. You went through all of that. That's a literally entire security breach. And I don't think the company that she worked for, I think it's Mac or Sephora Mac, one of those. I don't think it's the beauty store that she worked for that fired her. I think it's the TSA that fired her. Because while you're filming through TSA, going to work, you're not traveling. You're going to work. Why y'all showing us where you work? I never understood. God, people doing get ready with me to go to work and they're actually showing where they work. It's insane to me. What's the purpose of it? You can just do it, get ready with me, going to work, and you don't have to show us your job. And for the people in the comments talking about, I don't see anything wrong with this, I swear to God, a bunch of you are children like. A lot of y'all are, your brain stopped working at some age. I'm not saying that it was a good idea that they fire her. It's not good to lose your job, but she brought this upon herself. She didn't have to do this video. She didn't have to post this video. She could have literally just say, oh, I'm sorry, and go apologize and probably get rehired. No, she literally, she posted the video. What the fuck?
Yeah, I agree with her. This was a massive breach and she deserves to get fired. And it's scary because she still doesn't see like what she did wrong, and it's just like, and again, not just her, just anybody that does this kind of like content. You people can see what you eat in the day, what you do in your morning, but we don't need to know where you work. Listen, just in life, in real life, not everyone on the internet, doesn't matter how much they thumbs up the video, comment, not everyone has good intentions for you and want the best for you. Some people will literally come out to hurt you, harm you, on a live you just because they can, you know what I mean? Just because they're bored that day. Like, there's nothing wrong. Get ready with me as I go to. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But why do we need to know where you work? Especially when people have to wear a particular uniform. It's just like you know what I mean? It's really not that hard. People can take a screenshot of the uniform, put it into Google, and Google can. And you know what? With the airport situation, they're not. No one's gonna come and rob the airport. It's gonna be hackers. It's gonna be terrorists. Like people's life. You're literally putting people's lives in danger. You could end up having a stalker or someone wants to harm you. They know your whole route. Oh, she gets on the bus at this, like she said. Why do we know that you get on the bus and where the bus drops you off and da 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 da? It's crazy, like literally the step by step. I'm all the way here in the UK. I could fly to America, LAX, and I could be waiting for this girl because I know her steps, her routine. No, sir. It's crazy. Like, even with me being on here, I do talk about like my past jobs, but I'll never come on here and be like, I used to work here, because even though I don't work there no more, it's none of like, you know what I mean? You don't need that information. Like, I feel like we need to bring back shame and privacy. Like, you don't need to share everything. It's actually creepy, like how much people overshare. Some people willingly do it, and some people actually don't even know that they're oversharing. And it's just like, maybe when you're editing or you look back, and some people don't even edit, some people just record and put it out. Sometimes their friends or their family members like, oh, you shouldn't have said that, and they're like, yeah, like sometimes you might need like a second person to watch over it to make sure you didn't say this. Or but people are just freely out here giving their location. Like, you might as well come on TikTok. I work Monday, Thursday, Fridays. That's it. Your stalker, your hater, someone who wants to harm you, they know it because they already know the routine because of the video. Now you've come on and told them the days you work. Like, wow. And even if they turn up on a day you are not in, listen, if you remember the body card with the late great Whitney Houston, her stalker had time. That's the thing with stalkers and just all those weirdos. They've got time. So even if you're not in work that day, they'll come the day after that. They'll wait for you. Beautiful woman, redhead, you know what I mean? She says she's an original redhead. I did go through a TikTok after this. She's beautiful. So, she's already got a unique look. I like her body. She's got a nice body shape. So she's not hard to, you know what I mean? They will literally see her bouncing around and be like, oh, there she go. Dangerous, dangerous, man. It's really scary because she literally doesn't see the problem with it. And like she stated, um it's not Mac that fired her, it's the TSA, like it's the airport. Again, in airports they have Starbucks, Marks, perfume shops. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, you work for that company, but the program's bigger than you. If you're giving too much exposure, putting people's life at risk, it's a chop, you're getting fired, and that's what happened. And it still scares me that she doesn't see a problem with it. And like she said, people in her comments are like, I don't see nothing wrong with it. It's people like you. Why 9/11 happened, and now look, we can't just go onto aeroplanes or move swiftly through the airport. You've got armed police, the straps, got to empty out all your liquids, because there's people like, oh, I don't see anything wrong with it. Like, are you stupid? It just takes that one terrorist. You know what I mean? There's been a mass shooting recently in America. Prayers to those in Minnesota. Like, how much more does it need to take? You know what I mean? There's cameras everywhere, but yet, things are still happening. Groups of people are still getting unalive. It's scary, man. I get some people, they really are caught up in the matrix. Like, they literally can't separate themselves from social media. Like, come back to the real world.
Talk. Would you like to know what was in the videos? Let me tell you. She is one of those that likes to post a day in the life as she goes to work. I don't understand. Anyway, so she says, work a 5 a.m. shift. And she said with timestamps, right? Cool. Number one, she drives to the employee parking lot. You only see the car. That's fine. Whatever. Then she gets on the employee bus to go to the terminal. Okay. The next thing she has to do is get to the secure side of the airport, which is go through TSA. She flashes her SIDA badge, which was clear on camera. Her showing the SIDA badge to TSA and going through security. Then she goes to the MAC counter and videotapes herself counting the till for the cash register. Literally, the money is in that money counter. Then she goes to the register. She does her little scanning or whatever. Then she's recording herself talking to people at the airport. Mind you, she holding the phone like this, like them influencer people like to do. And now she's shocked that she got fired. Not by Mac. She got fired by LAX airport. Who knows why she was fired by LAX airport? I do. Because as someone who, I'm now a flight attendant and I used to work as a gate agent, you cannot videotape yourself going through security. Regular people can't videotape themselves going through fucking security. You have a SIDA badge. And for those of y'all that don't read, whenever you get a SIDA badge, it comes with rules of what you can and can't do. And the main thing is, do not share that badge with nobody. Do not broadcast that badge with nobody. Now, as flight attendants, we don't have a SIDA badge, but we do have, our employee badge and KCM stuff. We're told, do not post that shit on social media. Do not share that shit with nobody. Why? Because people who are wanting to do massive casualties at a flight, at an airport, are looking at social media and looking for ways to breach security. Prior to 9/11, families was able to walk you to the gate for your flight. There's a reason why TSA is there. And you saw enough of her badge just for someone to replicate that ID to try to go through security. You are a security risk. You are a security breach. So yeah, of course you were fired. Honestly, you should be grateful that they just fired you and they didn't charge you with anything. Because if anything had happened at LAX and they were able to track it, they will come back to your video. Oh, and it wasn't just one time she did the day in a life thing. Let me state that. If you go to the girl page, it's multiple videos, day in a life with timestamps, right? 5 a.m., 6 a.m. I'm here, 6:25 I'm here, 6:50, 7. Nah. I don't understand why you guys would risk your job. And you were a manager, so you was paid a little higher than the regular employees. Why you would risk your job and insurance for social media. I will never understand that. Never understand it. But you got it. At least now maybe you can go work at the regular Mac counter. You got people in her comments talking about, well maybe Mac can like sponsor you so that you can do y'all are so I need you guys to take a full gorilla grip of reality. A full grip of reality. Grasp it. So there's a lady on here.
Shout out to her, and I 100% agree. Like, I don't even need to say too much, you know what I mean? She touched on 9/11. Obviously, when 9/11 happened, I was so young, but her mentioning that families could used to just walk you right up, literally to the gate before you board your flight. Like, wow. I didn't fly that much then because I do like to travel, but Home Alone, like watching films, you see the family or people who are not flying with you, you do see them take you right to the gate, and then obviously after 9, like, all that stuff was a chat. But I agree with her. Listen, hackers, scammers, terrorists are always watching because you know how a lot of people are just stupid on the internet. So like she said, someone can see her badge, do a replicator of that, get the ginger wig, or get a girl, you know what I mean? They could get a woman that's very similar looking, dye up her hair, you know what I mean? And then she can just go through, like, it's scary. And it's just how quick they can do this. And again, this is to harm Americans, to harm a big group of people. Like, we're not trying to have another 9/11, you know what I mean? Like, and then, like she said, she is lucky that she didn't get arrested because God forbid if something happened at LAX and they traced it back and it went back to her videos. Child, you know what I mean? It literally would be your fault why a plane got taken down or something, you know what I mean? If a part of the airport blew up, like, wow. If that was me, I don't even know how I would live with myself after, like, the guilt. But shout out to her when she told no lies. But it is really scary how a lot of people in the comments don't get it, and even she doesn't get it herself. It's diabolical, man. Like,
let me get this right. You were a Mac manager at LAX and you were recently fired as of 3 days ago, but you posted your original video on Come to Work With Me as a manager on August the 1st, and you're just updating us that you got fired 3 days ago. And you were confused as to why you got fired, but you posted timestamps showing you counting the till, what time you closed, going in the back, how much people made per shift. And you're telling us you're confused as to why you got fired. And then someone put in the comments, is this you? And it was a screenshot of two hands with the phone in the hand and them watching Trump. And at the top it says, when you and your manager share the exact same conservative political Christian beliefs. She's from Kentucky, from what the bio says. Hello?
Shout out to him, and I love how stressed out and frustrated he is. I'm just trying to break it all down. Like, Now, for me, I know they're both talking about the timestamps, but I like how the black girl mentioned how, how those influencers do, she's holding the camera at an angle. And it's just like, so you're recording, but, you're counting money and you're showing this and you're showing, like, which one is it? Because you can't do both. I know now they've got the Ray-Bans where it's got the camera, so I know a lot of influencers are using them. You know what I mean? So you can free up your hands and you know what I mean? You can have more fun with it. But she was making me laugh about the timestamps and the angles. Oh, child, it's too much, and she's so confused. She still doesn't understand why she. When I say you can't make this shit, you can't make this shit up. But oh my gosh.
So when the girl got fired from Mac, she said in the comments that her job encourages her to post on their social media. And I'm like, yeah, they probably encourage you to post like makeup tutorials, not the code to the safe at the LAX airport. You literally showed us the safe at the LAX airport. You showed us where it's at. You showed us how to get there. You showed us where you park. You showed us your bags. You showed us the bus. You showed us everything but your panties. Between her and that receptionist that got fired because she showed us her logging into her company's website with her username and password, I believe y'all really don't want jobs. And the job market is not even good right now to be playing like that. Do I feel bad because these people are losing their jobs over, that's my cat acting a damn fool. Do I feel bad because people are losing their jobs over these mindless mistakes? Yes, of course. But when you work for a job like a receptionist at a dental office or a medical office or at the fucking airport where you can't even get a full-size bottle of lotion in the goddamn airport, but you want to, nonetheless, when you're hired, you sign a lot of paperwork. And in one of those papers, there's a large, bold print saying social media policy. And if you read that, I promise it would tell you not to do that stuff. So to get on here and say, oh my God, can y'all believe they fired me? Yes. Yes.
Yeah, man. Shout out to her again. I just love how people are trying to keep this woman grounded and just break it all down. And again, the timestamps, lotion, liquids, you can't even get past certain parts without, you know what I mean? The security TSA being on your ass. Like, be actually for real, showing money, showing how much, like, why? What, you know what I mean? Why are you dragging other people into like how much people made that day? Even talking to customers, like if I was her customer, don't have me on your socials. I know you didn't see them, but you heard, like, I don't want my voice, you know what I mean? Even that. I'm sure in America, I'm not sure if it's a law over here, but I know in America when you're recording conversation, just anything, you have to let that other person know. So the way she's not secretly recording, but she's recording a day, but you need to let the customers know, oh, by the way, you know what I mean? Maybe can you imagine if they was in witness protection and then the person that's after them's heard their voice and they're like, oh, so she's in LA. You know what I mean? Like this is so dangerous on so many levels. Like, and again, I agree with her. I feel like a lot of people that have all these important jobs, they don't really want to work there. They want to be influencers. They want that social media, like, because soon as people get a bit of like, a bit of a following, it's that dopamine hit. They get gassed up, like, oh, I could really be. You know what I mean? That good job that you had at the airport. And I know working at the airport must come with some extra benefits, maybe discount on flights, like because now people are like, oh well, you can always get a job at a regular Mac. Maybe a regular Mac still don't want her. Like even to get a reference now, it's like, don't know if that's gonna be possible, Sometimes when you're in the interview, they ask like what happened, if they can see on your CV how many jobs you've had and like, oh, what happened to your last job? You got let go because you were posting too much. Like so many people, even in warehouses, something simple packaging, people are losing their jobs. Amazon, people are dancing, doing TikTok. It's just like Like, which one do you want to be? Do you want to be TikTok famous, or do you want to work in this Amazon fact? Like, you have to pick one. You can't. I'm telling you, you can't do both. Oh my gosh, this is insane.
I'm guessing most people have seen the whole Mac employer LAX gets fired. And this is the opinion that nobody asked for. But in my opinion, she did it on purpose. She wanted to be fired. She knew those videos would attract attention. She knew her getting fired would attract attention. Her plan was to get fired and use that to grow a social media following. She was quite happy to put people at risk. She did know. She definitely knew. I've worked in secure environments before. She definitely knew what she was doing, and she was quite happy to put herself and people at risk so she could get a bigger social media following, and it worked.
They do anything for clout. Maybe this is what I mean. Soon as people get that little bit of likes, a little bit of following, they're like, "Hey, if I do this, we're talking about it now, but 2 weeks from now, a month from now, unless she keeps doing a madness and going viral." But that's what I mean. It's literally with this social media, it's a hit and miss. You know what I mean? Unless she's gonna come on and do like a crazy story time now. But other than that, you know what I mean? You have to keep posting constantly to keep up the subscribers you've got, and then to gain new ones or to go viral again, you need to do a madness. You know what I mean? So. It wasn't worth it, babe. Absolutely wasn't worth it. But to an extent, I don't know. I feel like people just get caught up in it. As much as she's like, oh, she knew this would happen, blah, blah, blah. In her mind, she still doesn't see that she's done anything wrong. Like, she really doesn't get it. And she's like, Mark told me to post on social media. And it's just like, yeah, but I'm sure they didn't ask you to show the cash till people that work there, your custom, you know what I mean? All that extraness, you swiping in, logging, clocking in, clocking out. Like, they didn't ask for all of that. A new MAC lip liner, mascara. Like, I'm sure that's what they were talking about. But yeah, they're just, for me, they do anything for clout, man.
Okay, this is advice for all of us. I feel like what we need to be stopped doing on TikTok and what we need to stop continue to do on TikTok is we need to stop posting our jobs. So I heard about the woman that got fired for working at Mac, whatever, because she showed everything at her job. I feel like when it comes to TikTok, social media, I feel like our jobs need to be off limit. I'm surprised that you guys be posting y'all jobs and y'all be having mad followers. Y'all be having like 50K followers, 100K followers, and y'all be showing all these people where y'all work at. Like, I feel like, to be honest, I feel like that's mad dangerous because they can go to your job, they can stalk you. There's stalkers out here, there's crazy people out here. So, like, why post your job when you have so many followers? I'm guilty for posting my job too. And starting today, I'm going to not continue to post my job. And y'all should too.
Shout out to her, and she gave some good advice. And I like that she's practicing what she's preaching. She's like, listen, keeping it 100, I've posted at my job, but from now on, I'm not. And I'm glad that this is opening up other people that, who are trying to become influencers or whatnot, or trying to grow their following, to be like, yo, this was actually mad. And, it can happen to anyone again. A lot of people get caught up in the sauce, innit? Listen, currently going through the whole stalker stuff of being harassed. So trust me, and I've only got 700 on my channel. So you don't even need to have a huge following. But like she stated, if you've got 50K or 100K, like that's a lot of eyes, that's a lot of people. And trust me, even if it's two people out of 100K, they can stalk you, harass you, pull up, want to harm you. It's real. So yeah, just if you do want to do the whole social media thing, just be vigilant and just know what you're doing. Always post, because with me, when I go out to events or restaurants, I always post after I've left. Like, I'm never gonna post while I'm there, because again, a crazy person can see that and pop up. A person in my live yesterday, he actually used to work where I used to work, but I've never mentioned the location, but he mentioned it, and I was like, oh, I used to work there. It was many, many moons ago, so I can say it. But do you see how close a person can be? Because when I do my lives, I don't put Manchester, I just put the United Kingdom. So then anyone in the United Kingdom can obviously come in, even though I do get a lot of people from like Dubai. I get a lot of people from different places around the world. But the point is, do not like marginalize like your location, broaden it. But again, anyone can just pull up. Like social media is crazy. So yeah, when I did my live yesterday, I was like, wow, I speak to a lot of people, but that person was like really close, and he knew about Garden Market and all these. I was just like, okay, like yeah, I used to work there like many years ago. But you know what I mean? Like obviously they was asking for advice, so there were a local person in Manchester who were asking where's the best place to get Caribbean food. So I was listing all these places. I think he's a subscriber, so shout out to you if you're watching. But yeah, let me know. Hopefully you went to Buckles, and let me know in the comments if you see this video how was the food. But yeah, anyone can pull up, especially when you've got a huge following. Like, anyone can pull up at any time. So yeah, be careful and just don't post when you're at work.
So I'm pretty sure by now we've all seen that video of the one Mac artist who got fired from her job at the airport because of the content that she was posting. And I just want to say, as somebody who has been with the brand for years and who currently still works for the brand, there are certain things that you just don't do. And I don't necessarily follow her. I would just see her videos randomly pop up on my For You page, like here and there. And those times I'll be like, this is strange. Like, why is she showing this? And she doesn't just work for Mac. Well, worked for Mac. She worked at an airport. There are certain things that you just don't do. Like, she would literally show timestamps of when she was clocking in, boarding that train that took her to the terminal, going through TSA, counting the money. Like, that is literally putting your life in danger. Like, you are literally mapping out your day-to-day routine and making it easy for somebody to find you. That's dangerous. And I get it. People want to make content, and part of that content for some people is showcasing what they do for work. But there's a time and a place. Going live on the sales floor while you're on the clock, that is crazy. Like, I don't know where these people work at. At least at my location, we don't do that. Like, that's not a thing. I would assume that's against company policy. So the fact that she was able to get away with that for so long is actually mind-boggling. But yeah, hopefully that's a lesson for certain people who work for the brand or even other cosmetic brands. I don't really know other places' policies, but stop showing everything that you do. Stop putting your life in danger.
Shout out to him. His makeup was on fleek, honey. Do you see those eyebrows? But yeah, he told no lies, and I'm glad that he's speaking from experience. He still works for Mac. No shade. But yeah, he's just like, what are you doing? And again, I like how he touched on that she was going live while she was at work, again, putting customers at risk. If just one of those customers was in witness protection and the wrong person heard them, got a glance of them, like, you know what I mean? A person could have been in witness protection. I don't know, they could have been from maybe Virginia and now, they live in LA. And the person that's after them, see, like, can you just imagine a person you've been trying to track down and you see them? That is crazy. And you had no idea you was being recorded, because I'm sure every time she spoke to a customer, she wasn't like, oh, I'm live right now. You know what I mean? It would be like, wait, what? Very dangerous. Dangerous for herself, like I said, timestamps, clocking in, clocking out, money. But more importantly, dangerous for like customers, people who are not even trying to go in Mac. Again, hackers, scammers, terrorists, like literally everyone that works there in different departments. You just putting everyone's life at danger. Like, it's literally stressing me, and she literally doesn't understand. You know what I mean? She doesn't see the bigger picture. She's just like, oh, I thought I had the video of her, but she's boohoo crying like, I never thought I would lose my job. Da, 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 da. Like, I loved it so much. I did everything. She's saying she was a loyal worker. She worked hard, which we're not denying that, but you were just doing too much, babe. Really? Putting your life at risk, and more importantly, other people's lives. That's all.
Did y'all hear the story about the MAC Cosmetics manager that got fired from her job working in LAX airport because she was recording content about where she worked? Right now, she's feeling very blindsided and confused because, according to her, the company asked her to make the content. However, I feel like when MAC Cosmetics asked her to do that, they were probably thinking like cute little fun TikTok trends featuring their product and whatnot. Not what old girl was posting, definitely not. Because when I tell you this girl posted enough content to make it very easy to like stalk her because her content was vlogging, right? She even put timestamps on it so we knew what time she got up to go to work, which bus stop she took. She showed her badge number for when she clocked in. She also showed her counting the money and the till, and her doing the logging for the sign out book or for the merchandise book, whatever it is. She posted a lot of important personal information that people who do not work in the airport are not supposed to see. So of course they fired her because now she's a security threat, and people are saying that it wasn't likely MAC Cosmetics that fired her, that it was probably LAX Airport. I don't know why people stay compromising their 9 to 5s for a chance that they may make it big on social media. Like, ooh, my shirt. I think it's best to keep the social media life separate from the work life because you don't want one to compromise the other, which is exactly what happened here.
Man, shout out to her for keeping it real, and I agree. Like, people need to detach and separate. It's like me. I'm filming right now. Once I've edited and it's out, and I'm off social media, back to reality. You know what I mean? Doing what I need to do. I get it. If your niche or your content is, oh, come with me, follow me. But there's certain parts you have to block out. You know what I mean? There's things that you can do to cover up. So even that, obviously when you're live you can't do that, but when you're, you know what I mean, pre-recording, when you're editing you can block certain things out. But again, she didn't even think like that. Sorry, she was making me hungry. I don't know how she was eating that popsicle just like that, like it's going through me, but she's making me hungry. But yeah, I agree with her. Like, yeah, Matt told you to post, but they literally didn't tell you to do all that.
Typed in her cash register code on the damn camera to where we can see. She might as well just leave the fucking cash register open. And then she get on her crying to my she love her job and all. It be these damn phones. If you work a job, it's just too much being on social media and a job, because why are you trying to record inside of there? You recording yourself counting money, all type of stuff. You showing your badge. This girl showed her basically everything she do in the morning to get to work, and she showed everything she do at the job. It be these phones, just like them doctor videos and stuff. The doctor had her phone sitting up just saying patients' names and stuff. Like, y'all just don't think before y'all do shit. Y'all really be risking y'all job for this social media shit. Like, y'all gotta sit back and really think before y'all press post on them damn videos. Because I was like, what the fuck? Bitch, I might as well go up there and type that code in. Like, what the fuck is you doing? Is you cool? Like, yeah. I feel bad. No, I don't. I can't lie.
So funny, but I feel so bad. No, I don't. Like, no, mm-mm, that ain't it, sis. Again, watch over your videos before you press post. You know what I mean? Speaking to one content creator to another. Can I miss stuff? Yeah, I'm human. But listen, when I used to work on the cash register or the, you know what I mean, the till, I was so shook because if anything goes wrong, money don't add up, money goes missing. Guess who? Because it's my login, they're coming to look for me. Obviously, there's cameras everywhere, so if you see me, but you know what's mad? People still try it, even though there's cameras everywhere where I was working. I remember one time someone actually who worked there got in trouble for stealing. They didn't steal out the register. They stole like sweets or something stupid, and it's just like they were like manager level as well, like just like this woman. It wasn't like just a normal worker like myself. They were high up, and the job came with good benefits. That's what I miss most about working at the benefits, the discount. So when I heard that a person got fired for like nicking sweets or chocolate, something really minor, I'm just like, are they okay? And they were grown women, so they had a spouse, they had children. How would you get fired from a job that you've held down for years? and you go home and tell your husband, "Oh, I got fired today," and he's like, "Why? What happened? Da, 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 da. Can we fight for your position again?" No, because I got caught stealing sweets. Just let that sink in. Like, listen, when I worked there, I was on my P's and Q's. There was only two black girls that worked out of the whole store, and it was a huge store. She worked in like the beauty department, and I worked in the online, and then sometimes on the register on the till. So, you know what I mean? I'm already on guard because there's only two black people. So if something happens and they're like, "Oh, it was the black girl," people are only like coming to me and her. So you know what I mean? It's easy to narrow down. And then on top of that, I didn't get hired to get fired. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to get the benefits. Reap what I sow. You know what I mean? Get a good reference. Maybe work my way up. When I heard that story that she got fired for stealing sweets, I was just like, I can't imagine it. So it's literally just like this. If this woman was married, had children, and she's got to go home and tell her husband, "Yeah, I got fired to what for oversharing, recording. I shouldn't have been recording, posting stuff on social media." It's just like, and it's the people that become nurses. You do all that training, all that learning, all the money, especially if you're going to uni, all the funds that you put behind it. Like she mentioned, doctors. You got doctors out here reading out people's info, their medication, and it's just like, you took an oath, because I studied years ago, studied to become a midwife or a children's nurse. Bare rules, bare regulations, and the oath you take, and obviously confidentiality, all that good stuff. So the way people are just on their phone, like put the phones down. The way people just be sat there typing, thinking that people can't zoom in, reading out people's prescription or their medication, giving them the wrong medication. Like it's too much. You have to pick one. You're either a nurse or a doctor or a manager at Mac in the airport, or you're an influencer, a beauty guru, a YouTuber, a stream. Like you can't. I'm sorry. At this point, you can't do both.
This is a cautionary tale for everybody who's making content and working at the same time, or making content at their job, that now in this day and age, with how much TikTok has blown up, and now TikTok can, like, videos can be on other apps besides TikTok. Like, it's not just for TikTok, right? Stuff goes viral. You need to be careful if you choose to be a content creator and work another job, or you choose to create content about said job. You need to make sure that you're very clear on what is allowed to be filmed in the content, or whether you're even allowed to make content at your job. This woman popped up on my For You page like last week, and I kind of started like watching her content because I really like her content. She is a manager at Mac, and she posts like about her day, like a day in the life as a manager at Mac. Like she literally posts her full day at her job with timestamps, right? And she does other like get ready me with me vlogs, like fashion vlogs. Like she does really great makeup. Like she's very universal. But when I was watching her Mac manager vlogs, I literally was in my head like, how are you able to post this? Like when I was watching it, I was literally thinking in my head, I'm like, how is she able to post all this? Like, this is kind of a lot. Like, did she get permission? Like, and she's been doing this for a while. So I assume that, I guess, like, I was like, I guess they're okay with it. But I literally in my head was like, you're at an airport and you're posting like timestamps. Like she would post going, like counting out her, like getting the money out of the safe, right? She didn't post the code of the safe, but she literally posted her pulling the money out of the safe with timestamps, counting out her till with timestamps. She would post her airport badge. Like you could see her airport badge. She would post like opening, like her keys opening like the store, right? The gated lock for the store at the airport with timestamps. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, this is like a little much, but I guess you've been doing it for a while. Well, she posted an updated video yesterday, I guess, that popped up, and she was fired. She had been fired. And it sounds like from the comments that she was fired for like a breach of security at the airport because she was posting like timestamps, where the safe was, like just things that you shouldn't be posting. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm not surprised. Like, I really am not. When I watched her content, I immediately was like thinking like, this is a lot to post. Like, And are you even allowed to post on the clock like that? I don't know. So I'm not surprised. Then it's like the delusion runs deep because apparently some of people her followers were saying in the comments that they had commented on her videos saying like, hey, you should probably take off the timestamps of like the till counting or posting counting out the till or going into like the safe and all that. And she ignored it. And the only comments that she responded to or liked was the one saying that she should have received a warning or a talking to, not fired for her actions because it seems very drastic. And I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. Like, listen, you know, you should know if you're at your job and you're posting on social media. Like these corporations don't owe you shit, and you should probably read your employee handbook and your based on like social media and what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do, because it's not anyone else's job but you, and you sign specific legal documents that spell out what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. So, and you're grown, like you should know better. I'm sorry. Like I feel like TikTok and social media have kind of rotted some people's brains into where they think that, they can do whatever they want, or they think that like, it's like two different worlds. There's like the social media TikTok world and then the actual real world. And in the real world, you should know better that, you can get in trouble for your social media, that you can't post certain things on social media. Like that shouldn't have to be spelled out for you. And while I do feel bad for her, I'm just kind of like, people need to learn from this. Like, this is a great learning experience for people who want to do content creation and are still working at their jobs, or who people are posting at their jobs. Like, be careful what you say and do on social media. It can affect the job that's actually paying your bills. Like, or it can affect a job that you really like, because maybe she makes enough money as a TikToker, but she obviously really loved her job. Like, she's crying. She literally says, I love my job. I would have never done anything to jeopardize it. So it's just like, be mindful of what you do. Make sure you read those employee handouts. Make sure you read the employee packets. Speak with somebody in HR about what you're allowed to post on social media, what content you're allowed to do, whether you're even allowed to record at your job. Like, just be mindful, people. Jobs are hard to come by in this economy. And this app, TikTok, is literally like, we don't know what's going to happen with it. We don't know if you can continue to monetize off of it. They're putting up so many different guidelines now, where it's like they're trying to like take away monetization. RPM is weird. It could be gone September. So it's just like, don't jeopardize your main job that's paying your bills for TikTok, please.
Out to her, and she made some really good, well, she gave some really good advice, especially right at the end. Like, don't jeopardize your job in a real life for TikTok, please, or any other social media, because it's just not worth it, especially in today's climate with the cost of living and just maybe World War III is about to happen. Like, there's so much going on in the world. Trust me, you need to hold down that job if possible. But I like that she mentioned this woman is grown. Like, thank you. Like, can we keep it 100? She's a grown woman. She's not a 19-year-old. You would expect this from like a late teen, early 20s, They're big on the TikTok streaming, like they're big on social media. It's the older people trying to keep up with them. You know what I mean? They see all these youngsters. Okay, let's use Kai Cenat. You know what I mean? He's young. People are trying to be like him. You know what I mean? They're trying to get paid like him. If it's someone his age, you know what I mean, I could kind of understand, but you're a grown woman and please take some. And she's not even taking accountability. She still doesn't see what she did wrong. She's just like, they told me to post on socials. It's like, you know what I mean? If you don't get it now, you're just never gonna get it. And for those that get it, get it. Again, there's people in the comments. Some people tried to give her advice in the comments, and she just ignored them or just shooed them away. And it's like, they could have saved you. They kindly said, "Yo, chill out with the timestamps," and she ignored them. I love reading my comments when people are like, "Oh, you need to do this," and "Oh, you need to do that." I'm just like, "Thanks for sharing. I'll do better next time." You know what I mean? Because that's all you can do. But I like that she mentioned with TikTok. TikTok doesn't just stay on TikTok, as you can see in this video. I'm using people's TikTok clips, so I definitely agree with that. My mom's not on TikTok. She's never had TikTok, but she watches people's TikToks. You know what I mean? TikToks get sent. It's all over Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook. Like, you get like, be careful what you say, like she said, because even if you don't pick up the phone when you're at work, politics, your views, if anyone in HR or at your workplace finds out how you feel, you could be racist or you could be hating a particular group. If they find out you said something and you're on camera, you know what I mean? They'll pull you into the office and you literally can use your job for just stating your opinion and your views. You know, there's certain stuff that we need to keep at home, keep between your friends, keep between your family. Not everything has to be on socials. So big ups to her. She gave some really good advice. And again, if you're trying to do this content thing, learn from my girl's mistakes so you're not destined to make them, because it's not about losing a good job. Like she says, she loved working at Mac. And again, I'm sure it came with great benefits, and now she's on TikTok boohoo crying. Can she get another job again? Like maybe. But like he said, the guy that works at Mac, even in his store, like they're not on the phones like that. Like we're here to work. At my job, because it was so early, a lot of customers wasn't there. But obviously it had times when it would get busy. So in the morning when it was really quiet, I would put my earbuds in. One time a guy had earbuds and a customer was trying to get his attention and he basically just ignored them. So then after that, rules came in and they were like, no more earbuds. But because obviously I usually wear my hair that covers my ears, so I could still wear earbuds, but only one, not both. But I wasn't on my phone. I don't get why people get out their phones while they're at work. It's like you're here for a reason, especially when it's a quick shift, like a 4 hour shift, 8 hour shift. Like, why are you on your phone? Save it to break time. And with this job, though, this is the one thing I hated. We only had a half an hour break, so I could do an 8 hour shift and only a half an hour break. You know what I mean? And when I was on my break, I was watching YouTube's. You know what I mean? Only like short videos. You know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to him, and I agree.
I'm seeing people talk about the girl who lost her Mac job at the airport or whatever it was because she was, showing y'all where she works and what she does for a living. Y'all, it's 2025. We are at the point in the social media era where you should just know better. Unless you're self-employed, it's not a good idea to tell the internet where you work. Like, I get it, if you own your own bakery and you showing us how you bake the cupcakes, that's great. But if you work at somebody else's bakery and they have a social media policy and don't want you showing them how you bake the cupcakes, put the fucking phone away. I have never invited y'all that deep into my business. In fact, I remember around this time last year, I had gotten like an Outlook invite on my calendar from HR. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm thinking I'm in trouble. Fast forward to the meeting. The HR manager greets me. She goes, hey, Tyreek, congratulations on 100K, because I had just hit 100K on TikTok. And I was like, thank you. What's this about? She's like, yeah, we've been seeing your content. We love it. We're big fans. We just want to touch bases and tell you, don't ever tell nobody you work here and don't record in the office. And I'm like, well, I was already not doing that, but, thank you. And that was the end of the meeting. So, my job, they kind of jumped on top of it, but I was never going to do that at all. And you shouldn't do it either. So if you're thinking about recording yourself at work or telling people where you work, don't do it. Don't do it. Also, don't make your job your content, because what happens when you lose that job or you leave that job or just anything could happen. I don't think it's a good idea. It can be entertaining. It can be good content, but is it really worth the risk? Don't let no clicks and views fuck up your benefits.
Shout out to Tyreek. But yeah, congrats on 100K, but not the work preing you. This is what I mean. You know what? They don't even need to type your name in. When you've got contacts, so if you've got people on WhatsApp, on their For You page on TikTok, your videos will automatically come into their feed, because you know what I mean, you've got that connection. Same like with Facebook, they'll be like, oh, you might know this person. It's because you've got their number or because you've got them on Snap. That's what I hate about social media, like the connection, but not them watching his I would hate to find to get pulled up by HR and they're like, yeah, we watch your TikTok. I'll be like, oh my gosh, no. It's even like with certain people, like when I used to work, and they were like, "Oh, have you got social?" And I'd be like, "Nah, but I've got YouTube." And then they would watch I was like, "Oh, don't even watch my YouTube videos." Like, oh my gosh, cringe. You know what I mean? I prefer it with this channel, because I do have a one from before that I don't know my subscribers. I prefer it that way. Because when you see them the next day, where they're like, "Oh, I watched the video last night," and it's just like, "Oh my gosh, stop." But yeah, not HR. And yeah, we love your TikTok, but don't ever record at work. It's just funny because he was just like, I would never do that, but thank you for the heads up, just in case one day I had the thought to do it. But big up to his workplace. And we were like, don't bring that shit over here. Like, we love you on TikTok, but let TikTok stay as TikTok. And when you're at work, you're at work. Like, that's funny. Not him getting called in. He's like, what's this meeting? You know, when you get that HR meeting, ain't nothing good. So the fact that they called him in just to have the talk, and I bet he was thinking about it because you know when you get the email or the letter the day before and it's going through your mind like, oh, what's gonna happen tomorrow? Like they're letting me go. You know what I mean? Things are going through your mind. But no, I agree. Do not make your job your content because again, when you lose that job, like where's all the content? Where's your niche? You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people need to work and figure out their niche more than anything because once you've lost it, like this ain't it. You know what I mean? But shout out to him and he made some really good.
Did any of y'all see this? This woman got fired, okay, for doing obvious security risks. And then she had the audacity to re-show the video. I don't know if she's shown it before. I didn't dig too deep into this because I'm sorry, when I see white woman tears on my timeline, I don't really give it that much energy. And this is why. Like, you brought this on yourself, sis. You legitimately recorded everything, your badge, with all of this with timestamps, and you say it. Everyone knows when you clock in, when you clock out, how much money you had in the till or whatever got out of it, how you put it away. Babe, you think just because you work at the airport that means that, oh, we're good, like we've got, you know, all this security clearance you need to even get through? Like, did you think you were safe? And I know you can't be that young and that naive. It is those damn phones. Oh my God. Honey, they should have done way more than fire your ass. This is one thing you will not catch me doing. Talking about my job, showing anything at my job. As far as y'all know, I'm Hannah Montana, okay? I'm living two lives here, all right? We keep it cute online and keep our jobs, things that provide for us, things that keep roofs over our heads. We keep that separate, babe. I can't believe this.
Out to her and she told no lies. Not her about when a white girl comes on boohoo crying. Yeah, she thought that white privilege would save her. Like, you know, when they do things wrong and then when people hold them accountable, they're like, yeah, you know, they're in shock, like, not me getting fired. Like, what? But yeah, she told no lies. Like, I just don't get why you thought this was okay. And again, she's still not taking any accountability. She's still like, Max told me to post. It's the timestamps, and again, people in your comments try to help you out, give you advice. You know, sometimes, yeah, when people are spiraling, we can see it before they spiral. So people will be in your comments like, do this, do that, and you know what I mean? They ignore them, and then when it finally happens, we were trying to warn you in the comments, but you didn't want to hear it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I agree. Like this is just, it's just Messi put the phones down, and I forgot to touch on before with the other girl when she mentioned that people need to go back and read the handbook of the do's and don'ts in their job. Listen, you don't once you get hired, you don't look at that booklet again. I think I looked at that booklet with my old job probably once just to see what day I got, because on Sunday you get paid more in certain jobs here in the UK. So I wanted to check how much pay I was getting. Other than that, I don't go through the handbook and look at the do's and don'ts. I just don't pick up my phone. Like when I'm at work, I'm at work. My whole focus is on the job and what I'm here to do. And then when I'm on social media or on YouTube, it's YouTube time. You know what I mean? Like people really need to detach and separate them. Like even in this job, the last job, I didn't even want to make friends. Some of the guys in the back of the store used to holler at me and I just ignored them. Not ignoring them on purpose, I was just focused and then I had the earbud in my ear. But when one of the guys left that I got really close to, he was like, you know, when you first started working here, we thought you were deaf. And I was just like, what? And he's like, yeah, because I used to let on and you just got no reaction, like, you know. And I was just like, I had my earbud in and I was just focusing on the job. Like after the job I had previously before that, some of the co-workers were a bit shady. So I told myself when I go to the next job or when I get a next job, I'm here to just strictly work, make money. I'm not here to make friends. But in the end, I did make friends and I love those guys. But yeah, the fact that they thought I was deaf, I was like, it just goes how much like I was just focused on work and like I wasn't here to play. And again, I feel like people need to do like when you go to work, please just focus on your job. And then as soon as you clock out, you can be on your phone, you can be on social media, you can talk to your friends. Like, please, this has to stop. I know probably next month I'll be doing another video of someone getting fired for social media, aka TikTok. But yeah, guys, that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this crazy story. But yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe and share. Stay safe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.